welcome to No Facts Needed, and today we're going to be talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, let's jump right into it. Let's give our predictions for this upcoming season.
1-15.
5-11. So Vegas has them at 4.5, and their last year's record was 6-10. So overall, they're going to be losing a couple wins
Or a lot
of wins. Let's talk about their offseason moves. Talk about what they did in the offseason to get them to where they are right now.
Make everybody go away.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
Okay, so acquisitions. They got some good draft picks. They got C.J. Henderson and Kayvon Chason.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got the wide receiver.
Laviska Shenault.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They also got Joe Scoobert. And then some other guys like Tyler Eifert, Rashawn Melvin, and Chris Thompson. Not a lot there, but they had a good draft, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And let's get to the sad part. The people they lost.
Everyone.
They lost some pretty big people. They lost Marcel Darius, Nick Foles, A.J. Boye, Calais Campbell. So pretty much if you had talent on that team, they're like, listen, we're going to get rid of you. We're trying not to be good. And then I put
Yannick Ngakoue.
Yeah. I put him on the list because they've been having some back and forth with contracts, and he really wants to get traded, and they're like, no, even though you're good, we still want you. So we don't really know what's going to happen, but I don't see him playing this year.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about their positions.
Okay.
Start off with Mr. Swag Money 3000, Gardner Minshew. Not really much to say besides he's a beast.
Well, he needs to get a lot better because he was just kind of okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's not the problem, at least. So I'll give him that.
The thing that he kind of works well with this team is because he can move around a little bit, kind of make time for himself and other people. He doesn't have the best arm, but he can make most throws. He doesn't turn the ball over too much. Last year, he had 6 interceptions to 21 touchdowns. He also had 6% completion and 3,200 yards. He really needs to get that completion up, and the yards are okay. Touchdowns he needs up, and interceptions he needs down. But for a rookie, it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Running back, Leonard Fournette.
Is he even going to be on the team, though? Well, they declined his fifth-year option, so he's definitely not going to be there for long.
But I think he's underrated. For the first 2 years of his career, he really just got bum rushed, and everybody just was like, we're going to take you down no matter what. Mostly because they had Blake Bortles, and they're like, he's not going to do anything.
But he was actually good in his first few years.
Well, his second year, he only played 8 games. And then last year, he had 1,100 yards, averaged 4.3 yards, and 3 touchdowns, which kind of sucks, but it's whatever. In his first 2 years, he only averaged 3.3 yards per carry. So it's not that's where people get him, where he's not that good. But it's mostly because he had nowhere to go,
Who's going to replace him in the future? I'm curious.
Probably draft another guy. Probably first overall.
In the top 5, yeah.
Yeah. They also got Chris Thompson. Fournette's not the best catcher. He can do it, but Chris Thompson can come in and, be that receiving back that they need. Wide receivers. You want to take over here?
Their wide receivers are pretty good.
Yeah.
DJ Chark had a breakout last year. Looked like a low-end number 1, maybe.
Yeah.
Good number 2, probably. They have DD in the slot, who's always good when he's healthy. Mm-hmm. And then other than that, they have a couple of other guys who kind of been rotating around.
Chris Conley,
Keelan Cole. But, they did pick up Laviska, which should be fun because, I don't know, at least he's exciting. He can, catch the ball, do something with it. He's a good run after the catch threat. Yeah, and then they have, Tyler Eifert. Is he even going to play? We'll see. Their tight ends don't look very promising, but, it's fine.
Yeah, what is said about Tyler Eifert is that he always gets hurt, and even if he is on the field, he's kind of just a shell of his old self. Mm-hmm. Wide receiver core for one of the worst teams in the league is actually better than I would have thought, Want to go into O-line?
Sure.
Okay.
Though their 2 guards are good. So they have a good guard duo between Norwell and Linder. But who the heck is going to play center? Is it going to be Taylor Gather or however you pronounce his name like it was last year? I don't know. Is it going to be freaking one of these other random guys that they have on the roster is going to be somebody they pick up. We'll see. They have Jawan Taylor, who was a rookie last year from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And he was okay. I think he's at least earned him, a fair shot in the next maybe year or two.
Yeah.
And then they have Cam Robinson, who is pretty much just a journeyman, but he's
viable. He's all right.
You could do worse, but you could definitely do better.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not the worst O-line in the league. It's not a strength, but it's not a huge weakness.
Yeah. He's going to D-line. So, yeah, the D-line, they'd be really good.
If they had Yannick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that. I mean,
Well,
they have Josh Allen, and they drafted Kayvon Chason. And some other guys in the middle, Woods and Tavern Bryan, they're all right, but their edge rushers are pretty good.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know if Taven Bryan's actually good or not, because he's with a first-round pick a couple years ago, and he really hasn't done anything. I mean, he's a fine run defender, but was he really worth it? I'm pretty sure everybody kind of knows he wasn't. I don't know how much longer he's going to be in town. Josh Allen is a bright spot on the team, if there is any, because he had I think 10 sacks last year. Despite he only played more than 60% of their snaps on defense 3 times. So it was limited opportunities, but that could be a reason for optimism as well if he just plays a little bit more. He needs to prove that he's like a 3-down edge player. Other than that, yeah, they have some decent players. Chason is a good fit, I think. I wasn't exactly excited to see him as like a full 4-3 end where he's going to be having to move inside, move outside, and kind of be that. But from this point of view, this position for him is going to be good because it's going to allow him to kind of do what he did at LSU. So that's good. And then do you want to move on to the linebackers? I feel like that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think we can move on to linebackers. I think they're a good, solid group with Miles Jack and Joe Scobert. The other linebacker is kind of up in the air. They could probably put pretty much anybody in there and just be as good as whoever's there.
Probably going to be Leon Jacobs again.
Yeah, I do think Miles Jack, he's good. Some injury concern, but when he plays, he can be good coverage and make some good tackles. And Joe Scobert is just one of those tackling machines that other than tackling, he doesn't do too much, but he's there to tackle pretty much.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say about them?
I mean, Miles Jack's definitely their best linebacker, but you could do worse.
Yeah.
Again.
So now we got the secondary. They have Rodney Harrison and C.J. Henderson.
Yeah.
They both should be good. We don't really. I mean, it's whatever. It's the Jags. And then everybody else. I mean, I don't really know. They have Rashawn Melvin to fill their other corner. He's not the best, but like pretty much everybody else on the Jags, he's viable. I mean, you could do worse, but you could definitely do better.
Yeah, DJ Hayden and Trey Herndon are fine, but not that good.
Yeah.
I don't really believe in Rodney Harrison, honestly. He's kind of just like a big body at the safety position. So that's a bit of a hole. I don't know who else is going to play the other safety spot. If it's going to be Josh Jones or one of these guys that's on their roster now. But, we'll see. This is one of their groups that kind of hurts them. Outside of C.J. Henderson, there's not a lot of
talent.
Yeah. Well, players that are ideally going to last for you. You know what I mean? So that hurts. But at least they have him, and, it's better than nothing.
Yeah. Okay, let's cover where they are now. We covered the team. Where are they right now?
Bad.
I agree with them. They are in a rebuild. I mean, I think that's pretty clear to say.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, if everything goes perfect, they can be one of these teams that like scoots in the playoffs, like barely, just because like they have some talent. There's not like any huge holes, and they're not in the best division. Like, if the Texans fall off or the Phillip Rivers throws 40 interceptions, maybe they can win their division with like 8, possibly 9 wins. Like, if they really like everything goes perfect. But it's not going to happen. Let's be honest. They're in a rebuild. It's probably going to take them 1 or 2 more years to actually get to the playoffs. So if you're a Jags fan, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to wait a little bit. But, I mean, at least they know what they have to do, and they have to rebuild. So at least their front office is honest with themselves.
I think they should try to get as much they can for Ngakoue, and then tank. Hardcore for Trevor.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
So you're not a Minshew believer?
I maybe a little bit, but Trevor Lawrence, pretty good. I just don't have a lot of optimism. I don't think they have pretty much any chance to do much this year.
Yeah.
Just because I don't think they have like a very high ceiling. Like last year was a decent year for them, all things considered. When you go 6-10 the year before and it's a decent season, it could have been worse when you like lost your starting quarterback and all that. And then you take away like 4 or 5 of your best players and trade them for like a bag of potato chips. I just have a hard time seeing them doing any better.
Yeah.
So that's why I have them at 1-15. Will they actually be that bad? Chances are no. But I don't know. I just feel like this is going to be one of the teams vying for the number 1 pick this year. So,
yeah. So you're a Jags fan. And you are really sad right now. We're going to make you feel better. Let's talk about some pros of this team. First of all, they got rid of Nick Foles, a huge contract that nobody thought they were going to get rid of. That's good, Yeah. At least they did that. I mean, whatever. They have a quarterback with some potential. I don't think he's going to be amazing. He's, at best, a game manager with swagger. What more do you need, honestly? They have a good wide receiver, or a good young wide receiver core. I mean, they're not great right now, but they're young. They can really grow into that. O-line that can block. This O-line, it's not the worst. Kind of like we said. Kind of like this whole entire team. They're all viable. They're all right. They're not going to, they don't have any huge holes. But nobody in this team is really going to, elevate anybody else and, win you a lot of games. Yeah, and like I said before, the division is inconsistent. It really fluctuates. It goes up and down. The Colts can go, from really good to really bad. The Texans just trade away Hopkins. Don't really know what's there. So at least you have a bad division. Anything else you want to say that they can look forward to?
Well, they also have to play the Titans, who made the playoffs. Well, I said they should look forward to their young defensive players because they have Henderson, who looks pretty good. I mean, and it's a good fit for him to come out and play. Probably let us zone.
Yeah,
and so that's fine. And this team, I mean, we've seen in the past, their problem is not acquiring talent. But that kind of leads into my things they should worry about for the future. Is this place just seems pretty toxic.
Yeah.
And no one wants to play here, especially no one who's worth anything.
Yeah.
So, and even the players who do, Calais Campbell signs, and you're trading him away by the end of his contract for a 5th-round pick. So that's what you need to be concerned about. And I don't know, honestly, if that's a GM problem, if it's an ownership problem. But that's what needs to be fixed before this team is ever going to be a playoff contender for more than 1 year.
Yeah.
So, there is optimism, but at the same time, you got to be careful because you don't know how long this is going to last, All
right, well, this has been No Facts Seated. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Drop down your record predictions down below. Tell us what you think about the Jags. And, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all social media accounts.
Listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
Make some great content there too. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.